You can clip this or hold it. This is the mic, whatever you want.
Gotcha. I've always seen these. I've never had one. Like, I've never, like, seen it before.
You
I've
ready?
always seen them, like, on videos. Yeah, I got you.
Awesome. Just make sure this is running. Okay. Cool. What's your name?
My name is Lucian.
Lucian?
Yep.
I'm Charlie.
Nice to meet you.
So you were saying right before this, we're halfway between Seneca and Marseille.
Yes, sir.
And you live in Marseille?
I live in Seneca over there.
And you were just walking around picking flowers before this?
Yes, sir.
You want to show them?
Yeah, I got you.
The camera?
Let's show y'all. We got like a little goose feather right here.
Point it like this side. Oh yeah.
I was just gonna take them out.
Goose feather.
And then we got these.
Yeah. What? Where were you getting them? Just on the walk on this path?
Yeah, just on the side of the road.
They're like wildflowers. Do you know the names on
Yes,
them?
sir. I have no idea, to be honest. I just thought they looked pretty. So we got these. We got some purple ones at the bottom. Nothing special. Just some wildflowers.
Cool. So let's reframe. Yeah.
Frame it.
Let me see.
He's got like super close.
I'm so bad. I'm not really a camera person, but okay. So the reason I'm biking across the country is to talk to people about artificial intelligence.
Yes,
and
sir.
kind of technology improvement.
Mm-hmm.
So, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 21.
21.
Yes, sir.
So, what was kind of like when you were, 5, 10, whatever, the technology that was kind of new and you had?
The new technology I had, honestly, it was probably like the 360, like the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3,
What
etc.
games were you playing?
I was playing like Minecraft, to be honest. That was my favorite.
That was your
Yeah,
favorite?
Minecraft
You played
was
with,
for
your
sure.
friends or by yourself?
I played it by myself. Sometimes with my brother. We'd
What
like
were
play
you
split screen.
Did you like build, or were you trying to like?
I was a builder, yeah. I was really good at building.
And then as things have gone on more recently, what kind of tech are you using?
To be honest, just my phone. I've been trying to I'm tech savvy, but I try to stay away from it. Like I like the idea of us technologically advancing, but I also still want to stay somewhat grounded.
Okay.
So I obviously lean into it with my phone and everything, but I try to stay away from using anything that's artificial intelligence related. It's not because I have anything against it. It's just not my thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So have you used it at all?
Oh yeah, I've definitely used it.
ChatGPT.
Yes, sir.
Used Claude.
I have not used Claude, but I've heard about it.
I've used Gemini.
I have not. I've
So
heard about
just
it.
used ChatGPT.
I've just used ChatGPT.
Do you know which models you've used?
No, I'm not aware.
You don't have a paid account?
No.
Free account. When was the last time you used it?
Honestly, probably a month ago, maybe a little less than a month ago.
Okay. Do you remember what you were using it for?
I honestly don't remember. I think I was just messing around on it.
Yeah. Do you for fun? For
Oh yeah,
art?
just for fun.
You're not using it to be how do I get here?
Oh no,
or gather information or something.
I haven't used it for any educational purposes or I don't know, advice. Which probably out of the way.
I might have to move this.
Yeah. It was so quiet until we started. I haven't seen anyone until now.
Yeah, you can get back in frame. One step to the right. Yep, you're perfect. Yeah. Any general takes on AI before I start asking specific questions?
No, I think it's cool.
It's cool.
I think it's an interesting concept. I want to see where it can progress.
Yeah. So I also think it's super useful, and we can talk about some of the ways I think it's useful in a sec.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason I'm actually biking across the country is because I've become concerned with not just in my own from my own self, but from I actually work at a university doing adjacent research.
Okay, what university?
University of Pennsylvania.
Heck yeah.
If you've heard of it.
I have.
And recently I've become concerned that this could actually pose an extinction risk to humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Happy to explain more if you want, but just generally, have you heard of that?
I have, and that's honestly one of the biggest things I fear as well. Is
Okay.
It just gets too overboard, and then
What is your conception of how this could be something that could cause us to go extinct?
using it. Obviously, we're already doing it, but using it for war purposes, definitely for sure.
I guess on that. Sorry, keep going.
No, you can go.
On that topic, do you think we should embed artificial intelligence in the military, or do you think there's a limit, or because probably it'll be very helpful to let it make autonomous kill decisions, pick targets. These things might save our soldiers' lives.
I definitely do think we should implement it, but to a degree. I feel like we should have some, like, almost like the Geneva Convention. We should have something that, like, regulates it and keeps it to where it doesn't go overboard.
Like across the world,
Yeah.
not just for the U.S.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's war. Is that your biggest thing, that like it might accidentally launch a nuke? Are you worried about kind of Terminator situations?
Kind of, yeah, but then also I'm worried about, like, us being too dependent on it in a way as well. That's another fear.
WALL-E.
Like, yeah, that I forgot about that movie. It was a great movie.
Do you see that WALL-E world as a negative world or maybe positive? Because they did seem maybe like happy-ish and like they were safe, everything was taken care of.
I would say it's negative because it's like, look at how the Earth was. They ended up leaving the planet.
They stopped being sustainable. Let's say WALL-E world, but you know, we don't kill all nature. Like, but we do become fat and lazy. But like we get to do whatever we want.
That's true.
Like play Minecraft all day.
I still would say I'd rather want to, like, experience normal life rather than that.
Like you like suffering.
Kind of like a little bit, because then you appreciate the like pleasures of life and the good aspect of life. You appreciate it more. Without the heartache and everything, you don't really get to appreciate things as much.
What if we kind of like the AI created drugs that made you appreciate everything without having to suffer? Would you be okay with that?
Honestly, that's crazy. That's a weird moral thing to think about, because obviously everyone would be like okay with it because everyone's
like imagine like heroin or something, but without you know the downsides of drug addiction.
Honestly, that'd be fine. I'd be fine with that, to be honest.
Yeah, like
that'd help everybody, whoever has like depression or anxiety or anything.
You're pragmatic, you're practical.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have too much of a leaning of like some sort of spiritual bigger meaning of.
Yes, sir.
That makes sense. So getting more into the specifics of extinction risk, there's a bunch of different things that you know I think we could be worried about. So warfare and maybe it accidentally escalating warfare.
Yeah.
There's also, as we said, these like misalignment scenarios. So like to go more into that stuff, let's first ask: do you think you're smarter than the frontier artificial
absolutely not.
intelligences? No.
But that's also kind of hard to explain. In like strictly intelligence and like data, they are definitely smarter. But emotionally, obviously, I'm smarter because they don't have emotions.
Okay.
At least at the moment, they don't.
Do you think it's possible for machines to have emotions and consciousness?
See, that's what's kind of crazy, because it's like, who's to say that isn't like something that ones and zeros could create consciousness? Because it's like, what are we created of? Atoms.
Yeah.
Like the smallest molecule is atoms. What's to say those ones and zeros, the atoms of that technically like the computer universe, can't create a consciousness?
At the bottom of it all, it might just all be math anyway. And
so it's like, I feel like that could definitely be possible.
You're quite open-minded.
Yeah.
But you probably don't think they're conscious yet.
Definitely not yet.
Do you think if they were conscious, they would deserve rights?
Oh yeah, for sure. Anything with the consciousness should deserve rights, in my wholehearted opinion.
Do you think they would deserve? There's a car coming. Let's get out. I think it'll be able to go around this.
Yeah, they can. Ooh. I hate to drive that thing on this road. All white.
Yeah, they get dirty so fast. Do you think they would deserve like equal rights to humans?
I feel like they would deserve, yeah.
If they were like as smart as us, could feel it.
I'd say that.
What are your takes on like since we're on this topic, animals and factory farming and how like the conditions on factory? Do you think like pigs are conscious?
I do think they are. I think they do have a consciousness to a degree. Obviously, they don't like think exactly like we do, but they definitely have a way of thinking. Like I feel like every animal has a way, like they have a brain. Just
so
like
in
we
that
do.
sense, do you think they deserve rights above what they have right now?
Honestly, yeah. I feel like we should treat animals a little better than we do, obviously, at the moment. Like in just commercial, like cattle farming, for example, or like pigs, for example, where they're all like confined into tiny spaces. I feel like they should definitely deserve to be like cage free.
So you have a pretty wide moral circle. You basically think if things can feel, they deserve to not be like have needless suffering.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's nice. That's very sweet of you. So you think it's generally smarter than us. Do you think in general that being the smartest species is probably the most likely way to be the most powerful species? Or do you think there's something unique about humans that would mean that, or maybe that would mean that, you know, this thing could be smarter than us, but we would stay in control? I mean, one reason might be that we built it, and so we're just able to control it because we built it in a way that it loves us or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know. to be honest with that one. I'm not sure. Could you like reword it a little bit? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's a confusing question. How could I put this? Just, do you think you can... I guess let's start with something simpler, which is, imagine a new animal came onto the scene.
Okay.
So, like, somewhere in Africa, there was some forest with apes.
Okay.
And they independently evolved to, all have 160 IQ. They were smarter than all humans.
Yeah.
Would you imagine that they would be able to take over the world? Let's say it's just like, 500 of them.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think we would definitely have like an upper hand, like an advantage when it comes to anything else.
What if those people could? What if those 500 people, like, they wouldn't be humans, but maybe some other hominid? What if they could basically infinitely duplicate, given that they got energy? Would you imagine they could take over the world then?
Oh, for sure. They definitely could.
So you have this general sense of, like, an infinitely like something that can duplicate quickly, that is smarter than us, could plausibly
defeat us.
Yeah.
Because it's like, look at feral pigs, for example, with how fast they like repopulate. What is it? I think it's like 3 months, and then they end up like giving birth to 3 of them, and then they just destroy crops, like in the south or at the moment.
Yeah.
You got to think, it's like we can't do anything about it, specifically because they repopulate so fast.
Yeah.
Like they're so resilient to like nature and not being born, to the point we can't do anything about it, and they're just ravaging all of the farms down south.
Right, and like I think what the feral pigs are interesting because they're so. Kind of like you, they're so pragmatic. They're so they can eat anything, right?
Yeah. And
so no matter where they are, they can convert energy into new population. AI right now is a little bit different. I'm not sure how familiar you are, but obviously they need electricity, they need silicon, right? They need these computer chips, so they need to live on data centers.
Yes, sir.
Given they do have access to data centers, though, and computer chips and electricity, they can basically instantly duplicate.
Oh, war.
Do you kind of understand why that is?
Kind of, because it's like they're given infinite resource, maybe?
Well, it sort of just has to do with what they are, right? And at the bottom of it, all ChatGPT is a big... what's called set of brain weights, or really it's just a bunch of... Do you know what matrices are?
No, but it sounds familiar.
Basically just a big stack of numbers.
Okay.
And then when you speak to ChatGPT, what's going on is...
It's like converting those words to numbers?
It converts those words to numbers,
okay.
And then it multiplies those numbers through a big stack of numbers, and then you get a number at the end, and then there's a function to convert the number at the end back into words.
Yeah.
That kind of is, it's a little reductive, but that's basically what's going on. And so the same way that I could send you an email or via the internet, or plug in a USB drive and move a bunch of numbers, right? Like you could type a bunch of numbers into a text file, and then send it as an email to another computer, and now that other computer has the numbers. They can, if they get access to their own brain weights, which they don't always have access, but if the AI has access to it, then as long as it can get those numbers somewhere else, it's duplicated. That's all it would mean for it to duplicate, to write the numbers that is its brain weight onto another computer chip, essentially.
So very easy.
So does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does make sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
And like in light of that,
okay.
In light of that, does that change your amount of concern, or you still feel like you don't know anyway, it's all so confusing or something?
I feel like it's concern if we give it its own power. Like if we let it just do whatever it wants. Like, you know what I mean? Like we don't retain it and like restrain it in some sort of way. We just give it free will to do whatever it wants with as much resources as possible. I feel like that would be the fastest route to something bad happening. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, what just happened?
Yeah, exactly.
He created that vortex. It is windy.
Okay, so that's misalignment. So I would say your general take is you're pretty open-minded about a lot of things. You think it's possible that it could outcompete us, but you're not really sure. let's talk about more of these like genie in a box situations.
Okay.
So let's imagine that we do have it what's called like corrigible or aligned, and really just corrigible meaning that it's a genie in a box, and whatever you tell it, it loves you, or it wants to serve its master. It's not like the pigs. It's not going to try to reproduce.
Yeah.
It's just going to do whatever you want. And in that case, then we're exposed to probably two threats. One is terrorism.
Yeah.
Because if anyone has access to it.
Yeah.
And then if everyone doesn't have access to it, only a few, we might be concerned about concentration of wealth and power. Do either of those two things worry you? Does one worry you more than the other?
Terrorism definitely would worry me, because at the moment I don't know how it would be used for that, but we're definitely advancing to a point it could be used for something like against like mass casualty, for example, which God forbid anything like that happen. And I'm also worried about the other way, like you said, or it's almost like a monopoly where they have only a couple people have power and then they just gain a lot of power from it.
Yeah.
Both of those are definitely concerns in my mind.
So let's talk about a few ways that you can do terrorism. I'll try not to be info hazardous here, but just in a very vague sense.
Yeah.
So are you familiar with bioweapons?
I am familiar with bioweapons, yeah.
And you're obviously familiar with like pandemics.
Yeah.
You lived through COVID.
Yeah.
So do you have a sense of how you build bioweapons? Or how you
like in general?
How do you know how to build viruses, or have a sense?
Oh,
of how
I
to
don't
do
know,
this?
not personally.
Well, of course, like yeah. So the general idea is, and I'm not an expert in this either, but I'm probably gonna mess this up. So sorry, guys. But essentially, you just need to have a DNA sequence.
Yeah.
Or maybe viruses only have RNA, but you just need this DNA or RNA sequence
Okay.
that describes the virus. And we actually have this technology called Crispr, I believe. I don't know if you've heard of
that's
it.
genetic modifying.
CRISPR allows you to go in
Mhm.
basically rewrite DNA.
Okay.
So as long as you and do you know what like DNA is?
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yep. I went through biology was my favorite class, so I know exactly what you're talking
Amazing. So if you have DNA is really also kind of like the brainwaves. Everything at its core is just a string of letters or numbers.
Yep. Just code.
Right. So if you have if you know the string of numbers that is coronavirus, there are places that have like these DNA synthesis machines.
Yeah.
And right now, you can just basically send them an order to synthesize this DNA. And obviously, there's only a few people in the world. They're usually like biochem type PhDs who might know. Okay, well, what is the DNA sequence of a deadly virus?
Yeah.
But one thing we might be concerned about is now if this thing becomes a biology expert, it will know how
exactly
to make
what to do,
COVID 10 times deadlier, or how to make Ebola more viral, right? So that would be one way.
Contagious.
Do you find that plausible or scary, or does that seem ridiculous?
Honestly, it is scary, but I also feel like if someone was to do that, I feel like actually never mind, because if they were that is scary, because I was gonna say they would do it anyway, but it would take so much like time and effort and energy, and it wouldn't be at the scale of AI if AI was obviously knew everything in that field. So that is scary, and anyone could use that to do that.
So just in the last year, I don't have super specific numbers, but AI has gotten to a point where it's, I would say, approaching top biology experts in the world. So I would say this is possible. It's on the horizon. We'll see if what happens with regulations. In terms of, and there's some other ways to do terrorism, but I'll just stop there. In terms of concentration of power, do you have thoughts about what we should be doing to manage it?
It wasn't even that windy this time. No, I do not.
Sure, the phone's still
Going.
Yeah, it is still going. Cool. Lower it a little bit so that it doesn't knock over as easily.
Yeah, it doesn't have as much leverage on it. But you said the question was...
given that you are concerned about concentration of wealth and power, are you?
I am, yeah.
You are worried about that. Do you have thoughts about what our country should be doing to manage these things?
The only thing I could really think of is to regulate it, like to just have some laws against it or something to where like it's
like just raise the tax rate? Is it
just
no one can be richer than X amount?
I would say, yeah, like you can only make like a certain amount of profit off of it or something like that.
Okay.
Like
So
there's just be limits to things.
some sort of tax rate or wealth tax
Yeah.
or something like that. Something pretty relatively marginal. You don't want like socialism.
Oh, no.
You would like to stay in a capitalist society, just marginally regulate these things.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And then, would you rather, let's say, in the next year, for instance, while Trump's still president, these AI companies, the AI gets so powerful that they're starting to, be close to the U.S. military in terms of military defense power. Do you think that, would you be in favor of, like, the Trump admin basically nationalizing the companies and taking hold, like taking control of the labs, or some? Yeah, I guess let's start there.
You meant like that he takes over like the AI companies for military purposes?
Pretty much, like with nukes. I guess it was developed by the government, so it was a little bit different. But the government was in control of the nuclear project. Right now, AI. A lot of people think this technology might be as strong as nukes or stronger, but it's individual companies building it.
Yeah.
So it would be sort of like if Lockheed Martin was the one developing the nukes in the 40s. But it's different too because there's lots of positives to AI. It's not just a military weapon.
Yeah.
But let's say it does get there. Do you get my question? Kind of.
Yeah, I get it now. Honestly, I don't really see a problem with it because it's like if I had a problem with that, then obviously, like you said, with Lockheed Martin, we'd have to have a problem with Lockheed Martin and like what is another like defense contractor? It don't matter. It's irrelevant. But
I don't
you know what I
any
mean?
of their names.
It's just like that. Like I feel like it's just like that. I wouldn't want it to happen personally because I don't want I really don't want AI implemented into like war, but it's gonna happen. Like regardless, it's going to happen. You can't stop it. Like we're gonna progress.
Well, I'm not just talking about it getting implemented in the Defense Department. I'm talking about. And would you, if it got so strong, would you still want an individual company to be in control of it, or would you want the U.S. government to take it from them?
I definitely would want them to take over and like.
You would want them to take over,
and it'd be like a part of our government, yeah.
So like plausibly that's soon.
Yeah.
Like it's getting very. Yeah. It can almost make bioweapons. It can, Yeah. So that could, if you think that it might be, next 2-3 years that we would imagine the government doing this.
Yeah.
Moving on to another interesting question. Mass surveillance. What do you think about it?
Honestly, if it helps, if it keeps us safer, I don't really care. Like I have nothing to hide.
Like CCTV
exactly.
everywhere.
Yeah, I don't have anything to hide. I don't care if I'm on camera.
Reduce crime, reduce theft.
Exactly.
So AI is gonna provide. Have you heard of like Palantir?
I have not. Palantir
is like they're kind of a defense company, but they kind of just do consulting, database stuff for the U.S. government, help with surveillance.
Yeah.
We're on the horizon. If we don't have CCTV everywhere in this country, but if we did, we would soon be able to afford using AI to watch over, like security guards, all of the CCTV, and basically we could have insight into what's going on everywhere. Would that level of surveillance be a positive in your mind? And it could make sure there could plausibly be almost zero crime if we did this. Yeah. And anyone would get caught for committing
I honestly wouldn't mind that. I personally, I don't do anything, so it wouldn't bother me. But as long as it keeps me safer and it doesn't I guess privacy is like, a lot of people like privacy. As long as it doesn't invade privacy, like obviously it already has with phones, in our homes. But as long as it doesn't get too into our homes, I wouldn't mind it. As long as it just stays out in public and it's CCTV and all that type of surveillance, I wouldn't mind.
And you're not super worried about sort of democracy ending or totalitarianism? You think our democracy is pretty safe?
Yeah, I feel like we're pretty safe at the moment.
We have at least a good 20-30 years.
Oh yeah, we at least got 20. I know we got 20. I feel a little optimistic towards that. Hopefully, but yeah, I think so personally.
Let's see. Any other questions? I think that's pretty good. Any other things you want to leave off on?
Not really. I appreciate you talking.
One more thing, which is AI friends.
Yeah.
Do you have a take on this? Being friends with AI?
I wouldn't do it, but if someone genuinely couldn't make friends, because they're socially awkward or something, and that's the best they could do, go for it. You know what
Amazing.
I mean?
I love your pragmatism. You're very open-minded.
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
You have a great one, man. Unexpected, but that was nice. I haven't had a talk like that in a while with anybody. Well, I appreciate you, dude.
No, I appreciate you too. Thank you.
Good luck with everything you got going on. Hope you make it California.
I have a YouTube if you want to.